Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon once again. Welcome back to our MIT Men Training Mental Brain Recovery Support Group. Yes, it's me again, Craig, your host. So today, just want to inform you that we're going to bring an article here today that's coming from. I have the link right here. It's the web page is rehab recovery.co.uk. So you could go online, retrieve this article. Once again, this website is brought to us by rehab-recovery.co.uk. And without further ado, let's see what the title is today. As you can see at the bottom of your screen, we have the title going across the screen, and it reads The Importance of Peer Recovery, Peer Support, and Addiction Recovery. The importance of peer support and addiction recovery, brought to us by Mentoring Recovery Support Group. All right. And so, as always, you're invited to be a part of what we're doing here at Capital Recovery Center. All right, let's get right into it. So the introduction starts off by saying the treatment of addiction is a long and difficult process. Rehab programs employ a range of methods to try and help individuals kick their physical cravings and alter their problematic perceptions of substance abuse. And it can take months or years before they achieve stable and long-lasting sobriety. All right. So this is a process. This is a journey. It's not a race. And so the goal is here to reshape our thinking by bringing forth some new ways of perceiving situation by enlisting some new ideas. All right. And so we're talking about today the importance of peer support and addiction recovery. The article goes on to say a key part of addiction recovery that has a huge impact on the success rate of an individual rehab is peer support, a technique known for its ability to aid both physical and psychological progress and give individuals a sense of hope and belonging, right? So that's what we want to do. We want to build up your recovery capital, right? We want to let you know that you have self-worth and that you can overcome this process known as an addiction. And so feel free to let us know how we're doing and share your thoughts. It's very important that we hear from you as well. All right, and so one of the topics we're going to discuss today is what is peer support? And I'm glad you asked. All right, and so the article says peer support is when individuals who have been through addiction recovery and have achieved profound breakthroughs and sobriety and physical health return to a rehab facility to offer guidance and support to those beginning or currently working through their own recovery journey. All right. And so one of the important reasons why we're talking about peer support is that I am a peer support, a recovery coach. And so I like to instill in others through my journey and through my experience some hope, let people know that it is possible that they can overcome hurdles. And so if we're here, if we're able to help in any type of way, we are here. And so it's very important to give back and to share and give people some type of hope and let them know that recovery is possible. The goal of this is to allow individuals going through addiction recovery to benefit from the advice and insights of the returning peer supporter. And for these meetings to complement the detoxification and therapy they are already undergoing. And so while people may be in their beginning stage of recovery, whether it's in through detox or residential treatment or some type of IOP, intensive outpatient or OP outpatient treatment, it's good to hear from other people who have went through or similar uh, recovery process as those who are going through it now, because it gives us a lot of hope. It inspires and it let people know that they're not alone. All right, you are not alone. Peer support usually takes place within a group, allowing one or several returning individuals to speak to a group of current rehab occupants. And one-on-one conversation can also be arranged for personalized advice and support. So this is a recovery support group. And so it's geared towards to allow us to be able to communicate in a dialogue. And so the importance of communicating in a dialogue is to bring to not only problem solve, but also bring about some solution through the conversation that we share. Like this article says, it can be in a group setting and it could be in a one-on-one setting. And so just want to share a little with you. I was in a therapeutic community. I went through a peer therapeutic community. And one of the things I really enjoyed when I was going through my process of recovery was what we call caseload. And so caseload consists of when we all come together, meet with our counselor in a group setting. Also, we used to have one-on-ones as well. But the group setting of caseload was so fulfilling for me because one of the things we discussed how one week went or how one day is going. And so it allows you to almost say vent, but also share some information with people to let them know that, hey, I was experiencing this, I was thinking about this, I was feeling like some type of way, and get feedback. And the feedback was very helpful in a lot of ways because you hear different people's perspective that that we used to share with one another. And so I thought that was very beneficial to me. All right, let's move on to another topic, and that is what are the benefits of peer support? While the article says, while the majority of addiction recovery is handled by medical professionals and therapists who monitor and support individuals through their bodily and mental adjustments to life without substance abuse, there are unique benefits to peer support. Research suggests that it helps individuals overcome substance abuse by enhancing their engagement with treatment, and this is achieved in several ways. Let's see what are some of the several ways. Seeing the benefits of rehab. The first and probably greatest asset of peer support is that it allows individuals to see the benefits of addiction recovery. While medical professionals clearly communicate the benefits of detox and therapy throughout addiction recovery, it is ultimately difficult for individuals to understand how these methods can possibly improve their situation. And especially if you're a newcomer into some type of treatment or therapy, some of the language and some of the models you may not grasp immediately unless you probably went through the process a few times. But I know initially with my first time going, it took me a while to catch on to not only the language, but also the models and the method in which it was presented. And so It was the interaction that really brought forth a clear understanding. So it says, the article says, uh, their addictions pushes them to occupy a desperate and pessimistic state of mind. So it is all but impossible for them to see how the future can look better. When a peer supporter speaks to them, however, this can be overcome because these recovered individuals can claim to have been in the same position of hopelessness and pain. They can attest to the benefits of rehab. By speaking about their experiences, triumphs, and overall improved quality of life, they can show recovering addicts a clear path forward and offer them hope. All right? So we're talking about seeing the benefits of rehab. That's one aspect of the benefits of peer support. Let's talk about advice and personal experience from a peer uh, support, right? It says advice and personal experience. Speaking to an individual who has personally been through addiction recovery also offers a richer quality of advice and support compared to that offered by medical professionals. When doctors and therapists offer techniques and advice for how individuals can better handle their cravings or thought process, there can sometimes be doubt on the side of the person receiving it. While the advice will be helpful and ultimately backed by knowledge and medical experience, in the back of their minds, they can often be skeptical about the effectiveness of the advice. Do these techniques work? All right, so you begin to question, do these techniques work? Has this professional ever used them in real life? Right? Another question. It is not that they do not trust the doctor, but the practicality and success rate of the information can be called into question. These are thoughts that people may have when we hear information or we receive information from medical experience and medical field and those who with therapeutic background. But when someone who has been through rehab and achieved sobriety comes back to offer tips that have worked for them, there is a greater sense of trust in that advice. Individual will be more likely to put them to the test and ultimately believe they will work because they can see the results firsthand. You ever heard that saying, proof is in the pudding? And so, yes, a lot of times people may not believe the information that they receive coming from a professional person who never actually experienced drug use or drug abuse or alcohol abuse in their life. And so they may not have never went through the channels of going through detoxification, going through residential treatment, going through incarceration, going through being told no several times over and over again until you got that first yes. And so this can be challenging, or this can be, as the article says, bring about skepticism when it's coming from a professional person who only have the book experience. And so not saying that they're not qualified to bring forth the information to bring about a change, but the technique and the modules and information may be a little confusing. It can be a little cloudy too, because now you're asking someone, or the information is being presented to someone who probably have been in the throes of addiction for years and years. And so now they're coming into their own state of balancing out their thought process clearly. So it may time to get rid of some of the fog, some of the cobwebs, get those out the way. Then their comprehension level can be elevated to a high degree. All right, so let's move on. Let's talk about another topic, and that is community and belonging. By speaking to individuals currently going through addiction recovery, A peer supporter can provide them with a sense of community that up to that point they may have not yet experienced. Okay, now we're talking about community and belonging. We're talking about a different lifestyle. We're talking about a shift. We're talking about from the abnormal back to normalcy, right? So the article goes on to say when an individual is battling with substance abuse, it can seem like a lonely and unique situation that only applies to them. They may believe that no one in the world is going through what they are and that they are isolated from the rest of the world by their thoughts, feelings, and impulses. All right? And so this is something to think about. This is something to really, really ponder upon because we never know what a person have experienced or what they're going through, what their level of comprehensions are. And so some people may need some more hand-holding, need more guidance. And then you have some people who could be more advanced. There may be some people who be more functional because they have been equipped with some tools better than others. And so we have to always be mindful of when we're dealing with people, especially when we're dealing with this thing called recovery from addiction. And so just keep that in mind that, like this article says, people may believe that no one in the world is going through what they are and that they are isolated from the rest of the world by their thoughts, feelings, and impulses. This can be a detriment to progress and lower an individual's confidence and self-esteem. But peer support can flip this on its head and change an individual's perception. Addressing a group of individuals and sharing their experiences of addiction recovery, a peer supporter can provide individuals with someone to identify with, okay? Showing them that they are not alone. Peer supporters can also spark conversations and connections to happen within the group itself, showing occupants of rehab that all share thoughts, fears, and aspirations. This can promote a sense of belonging, making individuals feel closer as a group of people. Not only will this benefit their self-esteem and overall worldview, but it will give them a greater sense of self-worth and motivation. Right? And so I just get a joy of just hearing this information being conveyed through this article because it lets us know that we all can take part in someone else's growth and development. And so I believe it's well read. And so we're going to move on to the next aspect or next part of this article here. And the next topic we're going to talk about mutual responsibility. We all have a responsibility. We owe it to ourselves and we owe it to one another. We owe it to our household. We owe it to our family. We owe it to our community. We owe it to everyone that we are connected to. All right, to have a mutual responsibility. And I'm just saying it from my perspective that I was always told to when I talk about my situation or circumstances is to always keep the focus on the I, myself, take responsibility, man up, also try to improve upon my lifestyle by looking within internally and look at externally as well and make the connection that just because I made a mistake, I can make amends. And by me making amends, I can better be of value to myself and to others, right? Mutual responsibility. The article says, in addition to this sense of belonging, this new group dynamic can also provide individuals with a richer purpose when it comes to getting better and beating addiction. It can push them to do it not just for themselves, but for the people around them as well. Good stuff. When a peer supporter comes to a rehab program and unites a group of individuals in the sense noted above, it connects them, right? It began to create a bond. It began to create some unity, familyhood, togetherness, right? And that people know they're not alone. We're all in this together. And so we can learn from each other. You know, never stop believing that you cannot learn something new. That's what I want to share right now, because a lot of people may feel that they have reached the apex in life and that they can't turn a situation around, or that they cannot grow or move beyond the state in which they are in. That is not true. As long as we continue to challenge ourselves to be better and to grow and to learn and to build and to help and love and all these good attributes, this is something that keep us healthy. When we begin to, I know when I began to think about the positive that supersedes the negative, I know I'm on to something, all right? I know I'm on to something, and I hold on to it and I move forward. The article says they learn about one another's challenges and motivations, and they began to develop a vested interest in one another's progress, right? It says, as this happens, peer supporters often decide to make individuals aware that they have a mutual responsibility to one another. We owe it to one another to help somebody else. Somebody help me. I didn't get here by myself. By the grace of God, I'm sitting right here doing this recovery support group, and by people being connected to me, people giving me an opportunity, people seeing that I was willing to help myself in the process. And so I am grateful for the opportunity. I am so appreciative, that I was able to change my life around by the grace of God. I must say that because if you want to be truthful, you want to be real, the lifestyle that I used to live, I'm just amazed that I'm still here. But I'll just leave that right there. But I am truly grateful to those who gave me an opportunity and continue to give me an opportunity to continue. And may I continue to be of some help and some service to someone else. All right, let's move on. As this happens, peer supporters often decide to make individuals aware that they have a mutual responsibility to one another. By becoming friends and investing in one another, they owe it to the rest of the group to each maintain their individual progress, resist relapse, and beat addiction. Before they know it, the group is encouraging one another, everyone, to stay strong in the knowledge that every person's success is essential for the overall success of the group. All right, it's so important. It's so powerful, to let somebody know that you can make it. You will make it. All right. So let's go on to another topic. I didn't really understand that I would really like this article as much as I do. First time reading it, but we're going to get there. Challenging denial. All right. That's something that we must do. It's going to be a fight, a continual fight. But hey, Challenging denial. In contrast to the above points, the benefits of peer support are not all necessarily supportive and kind. There are also critical impacts it can have, which, while sometimes confrontational, are ultimately helpful in the rehab process. We're going to go through some stuff. All right, we're going to be challenged. But utilizing our tools, we will succeed. For many, facing addiction can be an incredible, difficult reality to accept. In response to the negative implication it has on their body, mind, and social life, they can easily fall into the defensive state of denial, ignoring their unhealthy routines, denying the presence of a problem, and resisting the concerns of others. Right? Ultimately, this can prove problematic to addiction recovery if an individual has entered rehab without the right frame of mind. They can fail to properly engage with treatment, fall victim to cravings, and not give addiction recovery there. With peer support, however, this can be put to an end. All right, going in there with the right frame of mind. When you go into, you have to have the right frame of mind that you're ready. You know, before you even get started, you say, "I'm ready. I'm ready." That's how I went into therapeutic community. They offered me the program, and they asked me. They offered me two options. One, I could go to the workhouse. I was in the Department of Correction, and so I went to classification. They asked me to say, which part you want to go? You want to go to the work part, or you want to go to the therapeutic part? And they said, well, we're going to give you some time to think about it, come back in 45 days. I came back and I told them I want to go to the therapeutic community. And one of the reasons they asked me, what is one of the reasons? And I clearly told them, I said, well, after thinking, I do not want to return back into society the same way that I came in. I want to be better. So you have to have, first you have to be ready mentally. You have to have it inside, and so I took this. I took the challenge. It was a challenge, so I took it. So we're talking about challenging denial. All right. So that's the most important part right there, challenging. So it says the article goes on to say, thanks for the thumbs up. Appreciate that. So someone gave us a thumb up. I believe that's the Facebook page. Appreciate that. Not only can a returning individual spot denial and call it out, but they can make clear to the individual that while it might seem like a good option, ignoring their condition will only make things worse. Okay? So you have to see it from both sides. And so one of the things, or one of the modules or tools that was used and that I gained was that it was a technique or a thought process what we call positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement means simply this: replacing negative thoughts or patterns with a positive thought and pattern. That would change your perception of how you review any a given situation or circumstance. So I have a sign in my office that says, think positive thoughts. Okay? And so I look at it from time to time, but I remember clearly what it says. It says, think, as a reminder to myself, think positive thought. And so when I think about what I just read about this article changing someone's mind or perception about options, like to always to instill into people that replace negative thoughts or patterns with positive ones. Okay? And so let's move on to the next topic. And the next topic, we're going to be talking about helping the next person. Good stuff. Helping the next person. Finally, the work of peer supporters can play a vital part in encouraging individuals to offer their knowledge and experience with others in the future once they have made significant progress with their substance abuse. When an individual benefits from peer support and makes progress away from their addiction as a result, it is common for them to feel a strong sense of gratitude. So true. The impact of peer support will have made a real difference. So they may feel a desire to repay that in some way. As a result, individuals often come back in the future to support others in the rehab process. Once they have achieved sobriety, they return to the facility they intended to offer advice and indirectly spark the cycle of support to start over again. Right? And so we are, as a peer supporter, I believe I have a duty and a responsibility to make a difference. So I must carry that out, and so it's rewarding. It's rewarding to me to know that not only in the past, my past behavior did so much damage and wrong that I get the opportunity, another chance to be able to embrace good things to do for people, and as opposed to trying to be something that I really wasn't. All right, and so we're gonna move on from that, and so let's talk about I believe this is our last and final topic, and we're gonna close out after this, and that is, how do people qualify for peer support? And so this for all those who may have the notion or have the insight that they would like to do, become a peer supporter, recovery coach. I'm currently in the field of learning new. I'm not in the field, but I am training. I'm in the training process of learning community health worker, what that entails. So there's a lot of similarities with that as well. And so what I'm trying to say is that not only you can be a CPRS certified peer recovery specialist, but they have a new field for those of us who have been trying to find their way into some type of professional field. So they have the CHW, and they work alongside with professional people, whether it be on the mental health side, or substance abuse side, or whether it be in the hospital side, nursing home, veterans. And so this field is really growing, all right? And so that brings me to the last topic. How do you qualify for peer support? Let's see what this article says, all right? It says, given this final benefit of peer support, it is important to consider what qualifies an individual to attend rehab and offer advice to those going through addiction recovery. Getting into the field is so important. That's the first thing. Completing residential treatment, getting yourself back together, and giving back, getting into the field. In order to qualify as a peer supporter, an individual must have gone through a successful rehab process, usually at the same century they are looking to return to, all right? Be currently living without substance abuse or overwhelming cravings, and have been practicing such a degree of control over their addiction for at least a year, right? These are some of the qualifications. Of course, the specific standards each rehab century has for its rehab supporters, of its peer supporters, will be different. But the fundamental requirements largely relate to an individual's own sobriety. All right, and so as the article makes mention, Different agencies require different standards, different qualifications. However, if you want to be a recovery coach, a peer supporter, do your homework. You do go online, search these facilities, and see, do you qualify? And trust me, I'm always under the belief, and I'm what made me believe this information that I'm about to share with you is that uh, when I was going through college, I went back to school after spending years of Department of Correction, rehabilitation, substance abuse. And so I went back to college. I believe I was in my 40s. I don't know if I was in my mid 40s or whatever. And however, I was on the campus ground with a lot of young people, so from all ages and older people. So I'm in the library, and I'm on a computer, and I ran into a snag. I got a little stuck, and I didn't know the young person, so something to say, ask the young person, see if they can help me. And to my surprise, I went and asked the young person, and I was so uh, amazed to see how eager people are willing to help you when they see you are willing to help yourself. That that stays with me to this day. And I try to let people know that when you are helping yourself, people are willing to help you. And so don't give up on yourself. Work on yourself. Be willing to make progress, and trust me, same energy you give off, same energy you're going to get back. All right? Until the next time, stay safe, stay positive, be productive, stay healthy. Take care of yourself.